Vayar Yosef ki Yoshis oviv, yad yeminoi al Rosh Efraim vayero be'einov, vayismoich yad oviv lehosir oisome al Rosh Efraim al Rosh Menashe. The Torah makes a big asek with the hands of Ephraim and Menashe and Yosef and Yaakov. What is all this about? Believe it or not, many halachos of hilchos tefillin are learned from this parsha, from this psukim between Yaakov and Yosef. Why the Torah says over here Yad Yeminoi and Yad Stam? The Gemara says in Menachos, Daf Zayin Amud Aleph, Ukshatim Leos Al Yodecho. What means Yodecho? Zoi small, left hand. Tefillin you put on the left hand. Ato Oimer small. Oy Eno Elo Yemin, maybe means the right hand. Talmud Loimer says in Yeshaya, Yodi Yosdo Oretz Vimini Tipecho Shomayim. My hand created the earth, and my right hand created Shomayim. Stam Yad means small. Standard hand means the left hand. We find Yod, which means standard hand, and it also means the right hand, where by Yosef. Yosef grabbed the hand of his father, which was on the head of Ephraim. Which hand was that? The right hand. So when we say the word Yod, it also means the right hand. So how do you know that when the Torah says Ukshartem le'ois al yodecho, it means the left hand? The Gemara answers Yad yemino ikri yad, stamo lo ikri. You don't find the word Yad to mean the right hand unless it says Yad yeminoi. Toises as a kasher in Posuk says Yad yeminoi and says also Stam Yad uviv. So you see that the Posuk calls Stam Yad even though it's a right hand. So what is Pshat in Rabbi Yosef Achorim? So Toises says Adrabah. Since the Torah had to write over here Yad yeminoi and in the same Posuk says Yad oviv, is to tell you that unless it says yeminoi it means Yad small. And from here actually Toises says is that we learned halacha that standard Yad means Yad small. Unless the Torah says Meferish, Yeminoi or Yad Yeminoi. And from this posting we learn the Hilchos Tefillin. Yaakov Avinu puts his left hand on the head of Menashe, and he tells him, Menashe, we're going to learn now Hilchos Tefillin. Tone de bei Menashe, al yotcho zoi kiboires. When the Torah says you put on tefillin on the hand, doesn't mean any place in the hand. It means on the kiboires. How do you know that? There's three-way machlokes. Tanekamo, Rabbi Eliezer ben Hurkanus, and Rabbi Yitzchok. The Tanekamo is going to learn from a hekesh of tefillin shel yad to tefillin shel rosh. When the Torah says beinei necho, does not mean between your eyes. That means begoiva sheberosh, all the way on top. So make a hekesh of tefillin shel rosh to tefillin shel yad. When the Torah tells you al yotcho, it doesn't mean on your hand and your wrist. It means begoiva shebeyad, in the high part of your arm. And the hekesh is merumos sikeles yodov. The left hand is resting on the right hand, and the right hand is on top of the head of Ephraim, al rosh Ephraim. We have a hekesh shel yad to the shel rosh. Abelari says, I don't have to come to this hekesh. I can learn from the posuk says, which part of the arm is always covered? The upper part of the arm. Rabbi Yitzchok Omer, I can learn from the posuk, V'samtem es devorai eila levavchem ukeshartem. Which part of the arm is level to the heart? The upper part of the arm. Rab Chiya have mechaven umunach legabe liber. Rab Chiya was mechaven, and the tefillin should be very well positioned, level to the heart. The Shmush Rabba brings down that only plag zroya is kosher for tefillin. Only half of the zroya is kosher for tefillin. What does that mean? Only half? The half which is mechuven keneged the heart. So this that says b'shem the bei Menashe that the kiboides is the mokom anochos tefillin shel yad, the biceps. It does not mean the entire biceps. It means the part of the biceps which is level to the heart. And for that you have to divide the arm in half. Upper arm, which is called the humerus bone, the etzem hazroya, only half of that arm sees and is level to the heart. And actually the upper half of the arm sees the heart, not the lower half of the arm. And that's the way Rabbeinu Hanano learns, and that's the mashmos of the Rambam. The marpek is the armpit. The Rambam says in the Pirush HaMishnayos. And that's the hekesh of tefillin shel rosh also. Just like the tefillin shel yad, you can only be mater half of the arm, because only half of the arm sees the heart. The tefillin shel rosh also, not the entire shipur is kosher for tefillin, but up to the kotkoit. up to the part of the head which is soft, and that is only chotzi shipua, half of the shipua, from the hairline up to the kotkoit. The tefillin shel yad teaches the tefillin shel rosh what to put on. The shel yad is only plag zroya, half of the zroya. The shel rosh also half of the shipua. So sikel as yodov, by putting the hands in a cross way, is making a hekesh shel yad to the shel rosh. Then the Menashe al yod chuzuki boires, and means only the chelek which is mechuvan keneged leiv, like Rabbi Yitzchak learns. The shel rosh also, at Rosh Efraim, it means only up to half of the shipua of the kotkoit. Half of Shevet Menashe is going to be in Eretz Yisrael, because Reuven, Gad, and Chotzi Menashe took the other side of the Yarden. And the chelek of Menashe is right next to the Yam Kineres, and Yam Kineres is doime leleiv. Besamtem is devorai el alevavchem, just like the tefillin. Only the part of the arm which is level to the heart is kosher for tefillin. Tony the Menashe, al yot chuzuki boires, which part? Simo keneged halev. Half of the Shevet Menashe, which is next to the Yam Kineres, which is doime lelev. Even though in Shulchan Aruch it's mashma that the markbreak is the elbow, like Rabbi Tam says, nevertheless, Rabbi Hananel learns, like Rashi, that the markbreak means the armpit. Atzil is the akzilia. Atzil is the markbreak, the targum of markbreak. The Mechaber and the Ramah passel the upper half of the arm, because only plag zroya is kosher. Which plag zroya? The plag which is towards the markbreak. And they learn marpik means the elbow, like Rabbi Tam. But the Vilna Gaon does not agree with Mechaber and Ramah and says the upper half of tefillin is also kosher. And the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch also is matter the upper half. But since it's a sofik deraisa lechoiro, you should be machmir to put on tefillin only on one half. Which half? We don't know. Only in the lower half and only in the upper half. You could be yoitze by moving the tefillin, and just like by a sofik lefty, somebody's a sofik, if it's a righty or lefty, he puts on tefillin in each hand separately. Here also we have a sofik, which half of the zroya is kosher for tefillin, the upper half or the lower half. Of course, in the mokom akiboides. So the only way to be yoitze lecholadeis is to move the tefillin. No part of the tefillin should be lower than the kiboides and no higher than the upper half. And afterwards, no part of the tefillin should be lower than the mid-humerus bone. And that's the real, true neged halev. The heart comes down up to the sixth rib. Heart is situated between the second intercostal space till the sixth intercostal space. In other words, between the second rib and the fifth rib. Vayakeo el hachoimesh, and he killed them by hitting him on the fifth rib, Rashi says, because the heart is higher than the fifth rib. The fifth rib is at mid-humerus bone. So by putting tefillin only on the lower half, you're going to be missing the heart. Ikar chosu minas sefer. Ve'atem adveikim Hashem Elokechem chaim kolchem hayom.